Will Bates doing?
Doing all right. He's coming along. Obviously he had, we wanted him to get over the knee surgery that he had. I think he's over that. And then he came up with shin splints. And so we had to let the shin splints calm down. But he's been able to train this week. So between this week and next week, we'll be able to make a final decision here.
We kind of just found out about spurning for CONCACAF. Did the club know that from the moment he picked up the yellow, or how did that kind of unfold?
Yeah, CONCACAF was a little unclear because normally yellow cards wipe clean after the group stage, and CONCACAF has a rule where it wipes clean after the quarterfinal stage, which is not. I mean, any other tournament, in the World Cup or Youth World Championships or qualifying tournaments, going to a World Cup, if there's various group stages, usually after the group stage, it wipes clean and you start over. So now everybody's wiped clean, but obviously that was Geschmernik's second yellow. The yellow, we don't have any recourse with CONCACAF. I thought the yellow was really harsh in that game because they were subbing at the time, and so Geschmernik was waiting for their player to get off the field because he was exiting the field on the end line, and the referee gave him a yellow for not putting the ball into play. And he's like sitting there, well, he can't put the ball into play. The guy's still on the field. They're subbing. And, so it was a little bit confusing issue.
Obviously, you love Michael, but how much comfort is it to have a guy like Marcus there to be ready to go?
Well, it's nice to have Marcus, and it's the reason we have him. So it's going to be a big game opportunity for him, and and the team's very confident in Marcus as well.
Shalrie's second full day of training. What are your thoughts on his progression?
It was good. It was better today than was yesterday. I thought he was a little heavy-legged, for his first day out in the field. He's probably going to be sore today after today, but he felt all right coming in, both he and Evans, and they were able to go through the whole training again today. And, so now, they'll get a day of rest tomorrow when we're off, and then we'll see how they feel on Thursday.
And you figure all three internationals back on Thursday?
Oba arrives today, so depending on flight arrival and getting through customs, he might be here to do a bit of work in the gym this afternoon. But he'll be here Thursday. Eddie will be here Thursday as well, and Mario should be here Thursday.
How do you go about balancing the game on Saturday with Tuesday, which is arguably a even bigger game?
I don't know. What do you think? It's that's something we're still looking at. We want obviously we want to wait to see how the national team games go today, see how many minutes people put on their backs. So if a guy like Mario, played like 82 or 83 minutes in game one, if he plays 90 minutes now tonight in Panama, it's probably going to be tough for him to play Saturday and Tuesday. So we got to make a decision there. We'll see how much Eddie plays, whether we think, he can go Saturday, Tuesday. Certainly a guy like Evans coming off injury can't go Saturday and Tuesday at this stage. So we got to balance it off a little bit and see what we have. Yeah.
Do you think the team's done well enough seizing the initiative, or have they been more reactive this year than in years past?
I think when you look at the games, everybody was disappointed in our opening game against Montreal. I thought we had some chances, to win, and we didn't do it. And obviously Montreal right now is 4-0, so they've figured out a formula in order to be successful. And then I think our second game against Portland was one that we should have been able to win because we had the lead and we gave up a late goal. And now you go down to San Jose, and I thought we played well in San Jose. So it hasn't been where we haven't been in games or haven't been right there at the footsteps. So I think our finishing needs to be better, certainly, and our play in the final third needs to be better. But I think San Jose, I was happy because I think we grabbed the initiative in the game. I think we took the game to them. We carried the game to them a little bit. We opened ourselves up a little bit in the second half in the back by doing that. But I was happy with the attitude that we played with, and that's what I'm looking for. And our training, the attitude's been good at training, and we've tried to adjust things in training so that we're a little more aggressive, in what we do at training.
You talked about potentially moving Brad to right back eventually. Is that something that you think is going to happen sooner or later in terms of, or is it really dependent on how Shalrie comes back?
It depends on a couple of things. It depends on how Brad is health-wise, depends how DeAndre's doing, depends how Shalrie's doing. So it could change from game to game. I mean, the thing that's good about Brad as a player is that tactically he'll play whatever position you put him in. Tactically he's got a good sense of it. Whether you put him up front, whether you put him in midfield, whether you put him at outside back, whether you put him at center back, he generally understands how the position needs to be played. So he's a guy who can adjust from game to game. Some guys want, hey, I need 4 or 5 games to get comfortable here. That's not something that Brad necessarily needs, but it depends on a lot of factors, really.
Does it seem like from what he's told us, it sounds like he's kind of bought into moving around like that? Is that the sense you get from him?
He just wants to be on the field, so he doesn't care where it is. He just doesn't want to be the equipment guy or the trainer on the bench. He wants to make sure he's on the field, and and he wants to see the team win. So his attitude's always been, and that's why he's a valuable player, I think, to us. His attitude's always been is, if this is where you need me today to help us win the game, this is where I'll play for you today. Where that's not every player always has that attitude.
How good would Brad be as an equipment guy or a trainer?
Probably not very good, because he's very, I don't know, meticulously forgetful, which is an entire oxymoron.
Are you going to have him check the box at left back and keeper this year because you've used him everywhere else?
No, he's not a good keeper. His hands are not good, so we probably can't check the box there, but he could probably play left back, yeah.
U.S.-Costa Rica match getting a lot of attention worldwide. The conditions, what's the worst you've ever coached in or played in your life?
I've never played in snow like that or coached in snow like that. We did play a qualifier for the under-20s in Trinidad where it rained and it looked like snow like that. It just absolutely, there was an absolute downpour during the game. We've played in cold weather where it's been really, really cold, but never where, it's been snowing like that during the game. And I think, obviously every country has its choice. Bolivia plays at altitude because that's where their capital is, and Mexico would probably prefer to play the game today at noon, when it's hottest and when the air is the worst, and at altitude, and that's what each country does. So I think choosing a cold weather climate is something that the U.S. is able to do. But on the same token, there comes a point where, is the field playable? Is it not playable? Can you see the lines? Can you not see the lines? And obviously in the second half, it was bordering on that sort of situation. But that's for the referee and the people to decide at that point.
They asked me to do an ad, and I thought, cool. They want me because I play for the Seattle Sounders. Then I find out it's because my wife told them I'm a good dad. Even better. For me, being a good father is much more important than soccer. So here's my message. Be a good parent. Stay involved with your kid's life. Do something with them, anything. Take a walk, read a book, maybe go see a Sounders game. We can make it better for our kids by staying involved and showing that we love them.